Garage sale season is upon us here in Michigan, and even more exciting, vintage market season. All the outdoor fun vintage markets and flea markets that I just love to shop. How about you? What I actually want to talk about though today is how to hit all those great sales and fun markets without overwhelm, because oh my gosh, we went to one yesterday, there was 400 vendors. Kind of overwhelming. So how are we going to stay out of overwhelm, and how are we not going to bring home a bunch of just random clutter? That's what we're going to. It's so super easy for garage sale season, flea market season, and vintage market season to turn into random buying season. I bought this because it was cheap season, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it season. I'm Lori Bryan of Lori B. Chic Designs, and I owned a vintage home decor business for over 20 years. And let me tell you, I made all those mistakes more times than I want to admit. But over those 20 years, I did come up with a plan. And while I am so far from perfect and sticking to that plan, I'm a lot better, and I buy with more intention. So I'm going to come up with I did come up with a blueprint and kind of walk you through it and help you avoid making some of those same mistakes. Number one, have a plan. It can be a loose plan, but it should still be a plan. Like, have a plan. Say you want to buy stuff for your porch. You don't have to say, I want to buy a blue checkered tablecloth for the table on my porch that's 18 inches, although that helps to know how big your table is. But what I mean is, you can have a loose plan, like, I want a tablecloth for my table on my porch. I'm not sure exactly what it looks like. I'll know it when I see it. You just don't want everything to be, I'll know it when I see it. Know that you need, say, a round tablecloth, and you want to stick to a color palette. What I do now is I take a picture of that table on my porch, because I don't always remember. I think I remember because I've looked at it 1,000 times, but I don't always remember exactly like what's behind it. You know, that something that you buy might clash with it, or that you already have a tablecloth and you totally forgot about that. That has really helped me. Number one, have a plan in your head, take a picture of that space. And you can have more than one space, obviously. Say you have a gallery wall in your house that you want to work on. You want to work on your porch because now it's spring. Michigan, it was like 30 degrees. It didn't feel like spring, but it is spring. So, kind of know what you're looking for. Take those pictures. And then the next thing to do is, when you're at the sales, staring at a bunch of stuff, look at your pictures. That's the thing I kind of forget about. You get overwhelmed. You're standing there looking at all this stuff and you're thinking, what did I want? Remember that you have pictures, and then look at them. And like I just mentioned, you want to pick a color palette for whatever your space is. And if you have a color palette in your head, and like, say, okay, I do plums, but I start with a very neutral background. I like taupes, I like browns, and I have gray on my wall. So I really want to repaint, but until I do, I try to pick a taupe and a cream and a plum that goes with that gray, so that I can segue into what I want it to look like. And also, I try to keep in mind, like, my living room, that's my color palette. In my dining room, it's kind of the same color palette, but I want to add in greens. So when you're shopping, if you buy something like whatever, say a table runner, if it doesn't work where you thought it was going to work, since you know your color palettes, you can then put it in that next space. You thought, oh, I was going to put it on my coffee table, but I really hate the way it looks. I'm going to put put it over here on my dining room table, and oh, I love that. And it's kind of in that same color palette. Another thing I try to keep in mind is asking myself when I see something, do I love this? Do I love this and how it looks? Or do I love this because it's a quarter and it's purple? I don't love everything that's purple, right? I love purple and I'm looking for specifically a deep plum. If I see a lavender, I don't know, whatever, vase for a quarter, I'm not going to buy it because I don't love it because it's purple and a quarter. Does that make sense? This plan works no matter if you're decorating your home or if you have a booth and you're a reseller with a booth, you're a reseller with a store. You kind of want to keep all these questions and these ideas in your head as you're shopping, right? If you have a booth, take a picture of your booth because you won't remember how big your shelf was or whatever that you're working on. Same with your shop. Take a picture of that display that you're trying to add things into. That will really help you stay focused and not so overwhelmed. Of course, you can buy stuff that's totally not in your plan. You're looking at it going, I love this. I have no clue why, but I love it. So buy that. That's the thing you're going to get in the car. You're going to come home and you're going to go, gosh, I wish I would have bought that weird thing, right? So buy the weird thing. It's okay. That's why I say have a plan. It can be a loose plan, but have a plan. You may have noticed that I'm sitting here on the floor next to a big pile of stuff. It's actually what I bought this past weekend. Howard and I went garage sailing. We do the M15 garage sale in Michigan every single year. It's always the first Saturday of May. Yep, the first Saturday of May. And then I also went to the Michigan Antique Festival. It's been a shopping weekend. And my next video, I am going to show you exactly what I bought. And I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to tell you why I bought it. And then I'll show you what I did with it. What do you think? How did I do sticking to my color palette and kind of having a cohesive look? You let me know. Oh, also, I wanted to mention this shirt. Isn't this amazing? You know, I love a good rock shirt, right? And I found this girl. Her name was Rachel. She was at a different market, a night market in Royal Oak, Michigan, last week. Rachel Made It is her business name. And she had these rock shirts that she added these fun sleeves to. And she said, I wanted to make shirts that fit most people. And usually when you buy a one size fits all, it's kind of, you're kind of always wondering, well, at least I am. I'll try stuff on and it's so tight and I think this fits most of what? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge person. Anywho, Rachel did an amazing job, and I also bought a stone shirt, which I will be showing you in another video, and I told her I'm so excited because these are perfect for my videos. I always like to wear a rock shirt, and this is just a little bougie rock shirt, right? And I just loved it. If you don't know, I have a Facebook page, and I will be tagging Rachel's business and some of the other businesses that I just mentioned and some other people that I shopped at while I was at all these different events. So you can check out my Facebook page and check out these businesses if you're local, and I'm pretty sure some of them ship. So if you're not local, you'll be able to buy from them. Isn't that exciting? That's the fun of the internet now. Another super fun part of the internet, I think, is the fact that I can reach so many more people. Having a YouTube channel and doing Facebook and Instagram, all those links are in the description of my channel if you'd like to check them out. And I also have a free guide for you guys. It's how to mix vintage and new together. That's my thing. You don't want to have a look like a museum right? You wanna mix the vintage in with the new. That's why my shtick is vintage soul, modern edge. My freebie shows you exactly how to mix that together without being overwhelmed and without a ton of clutter. Because I think that's where we all get stuck, right? Like, do we have too much? Do we not have enough? Here's the thing though, if you love it, don't worry about what anybody else thinks about it though. So this guide will help you mix it the way you are happy with the look. And that applies for you at home and in your business. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where I show you exactly what I bought and why. Thanks.